Well, today was the day. E3 2021 from Nintendo. Sorry I'm a bit late to the discussion. It's just, I haven't slept in over 24 hours, so this stream's gonna be fairly short. It's not gonna be like a 2-minute stream, otherwise that'd be kind of pointless. But it's gonna be a more relaxed stream. I'm just gonna give my thoughts on E3 2021 from Nintendo, as well as Reecee and T&D, and we already got 9 viewers. Wow. So, knowing me, I'm quite the critical Croc. Also, very critical in the Nintendo fanbase, we of course have the critical Kong being Uncle Al. Unfortunately, he's not with us for this discussion, so I'm curious, or I'm sure a lot of you are curious to know, what does a critical, Nintendo-hating Croc who happens to have a Virtual Boy think of Nintendo's E3 2021? You guys ready for this? I hope you are, because I see a lot of comments, so I'm going to say hi to all of you. Hitsagun the Pikachu fan, Quartzer King K Rule 0822, I don't know man, Cooper Selly, Eric V, Super Smash Bros. or Super Smash Legend Gaming, Matthew Hunt, Super Mushroom 8, Ryan Ochis, Matthew C, The Shuckiest. I think he has Shuckle. Oh, Starcronix is here, so he's here. So we got a lot of people. See, the thing is, I really didn't do the predictions on my main channel because I wanted Starcronix to shine. Literally, because he is a Luma. He already does. But it's just like, I wanted to do something a bit different this year on my channel, which is why T&D and I did the video talking about our E3's best and worst. And we'll definitely get into that. The Shuckiest, you're shiny Shuckle, so of course I'm going to mention you. But it's about damn time you get an evolution. But what are my thoughts on E3 2021? Well, as you can see, I am playing WarioWare Smooth Moves. And get ready for it, guys. You want to hear my thoughts? I thought this E3 was even worse than 2018. I thought it was just so bad. They literally talked about Smash, some character. I'm just kidding, guys. No, I thought it was a good E3. I thought it was really good. And I think it's the best Nintendo Direct we've had in over 2 years. Like, this was a really good presentation.
Am I hearing this correctly? Is Demeech actually saying he likes a Nintendo Direct? It's a miracle. It's an E3 miracle.
It's a miracle, guys.
No, don't get me wrong, guys.
I would say that this is one of the better Nintendo Directs of the Switch era.
I do agree.
I agree.
Have a toast to celebrate. Raise your glasses, chat. Raise it all. To this E3, to the most marvelous reveals from Metroid Dread to Mario Party Superstars.
Woo!
Real superstars. Clink all around.
No, the thing is, I wanted to kind of have the throwback picture to when I was talking about Nintendo's last Direct, which was pretty much the Anime Direct. And someone on Twitter said to me, "You ready for Anime Direct Part 2, Demeech?" But no, this E3 was actually pretty good. So, because it was good, I did want to address some of the cons first. And I'm not talking Joy-Cons either. Although we are playing a WarioWare game, except this uses an actually great controller. I'm using a Wii Remote with Wii Motion Plus. As you can see, you could pick Wario's nose in the meantime. But we're going to play some micro games. So, Jay plays. You don't have to sing. No Mario Kart 9. So the obvious con, the obvious one, no Mario Kart 9. That had to be the most disappointing thing. But this ties into another thing. Just the overall lack of a big heavy hitter game that would release in the Christmas season. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm old school with E3. Maybe I still feel like it is the big gaming event even though times have changed. But I do expect E3 to kind of go out with a bang or have some killer announcement that's completely major. And while there were a lot of great, wonderful announcements, the thing is, it's just like, we don't know what the Christmas title is. Alright, the Shuckiest, you are a man of culture. Just for that comment alone, no Rhythm Heaven, we're gonna make you a moderator. Congratulations. So
my opinion on that is, like, I mean, even though these games aren't as big as, like, a heavy hitter title like Luigi's Mansion 3 or Super Mario Odyssey 2, they all do seem like finished games, and they do seem like high-quality games. And since there's more games coming out this year than usual, like, even though they're not a heavy hitter game, I feel like there's just more high-quality, smaller titles for this year, which it's almost kind of reminiscent of some years of the Wii and GameCube era, which I actually really like, especially because they're bringing back some of the older titles that haven't gotten, like, sequels in a while, like WarioWare, and then even the remakes of Advance Wars, which was completely unexpected.
You know, that's a really good point to bring up, because we'll definitely get into that, but obviously addressing the cons, no Mario Odyssey 2, that was unfortunate. No Mario Kart 9, that was a bummer. That was a bummer, because I feel like now, there's no way in hell that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be the Christmas title. It's releasing in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's coming out in 2022. I'm going to be really honest. I think that's a lie.
Well, they like to take their time.
We still have a year and a half till 2022 ends with the holiday season, so...
Yeah,
it could be almost
true.
2 years. Yeah, no DK, that was another one. So
Donkey Kong,
that was a disappointment. And I know a lot of people... Oh my gosh, Starcronix. Wait, hold on. You just donated $10. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You were in the chat just a while ago on the stream. Big donation to my best friends Ty, Alex, and Meech. You three are the best. Can't wait for our next video together. Thanks for being so kind. Enjoy the stream. From your favorite player 4, Starcronix. Well, Starcronix, that is very kind of you. I consider you more a blue toad in 3D World than Buckenberry, because Buckenberry, they're not the same. They're different toads. So you're the good toad who has an advantage over other characters. You're awesome, man. But, yeah, man, thank you so much for the donation. I'm going to drown myself in Mountain Dew with that. Actually, you know what? I switched because I'm drinking a Pepsi Mango right now. I've been looking everywhere for the Pepsi Zero.
That sounds great.
Pepsi Mango?
Yeah, I love mango in general, so that caught my interest. But I was going to say that I think Nintendo won when they said they have Metroid Dread. For people who don't know, Metroid Dread was the long-rumored sequel to Metroid Fusion, which was in development since probably 2005 for the DS, and then they tried doing development again, but they couldn't quite get it right. Yeah.
I actually mentioned this earlier when I was talking to T&D, but this is basically the Mother 3 of Metroid, because Mother 3, like, if some of you in the chat aren't aware, was originally developed for the Nintendo 64.
Come on, let's go.
Like, they canceled the development, and then they started development again on the Game Boy Advance. And this is basically what they're doing with Metroid Dread.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta calibrate the Wii Remote somehow, so we'll get to that. But yeah, that's definitely worth bringing up. Can't find a way to calibrate it, but...
Oh my god, but... The fact that Mercury Steam is making the game, and they did a fantastic job on Samus Returns for the 3DS, and the fact they're back is fantastic. The game looks stunning. It looks like a next-gen Metroid game. And the stealth mechanics that's introduced in there, the quality of life updates to the new mechanics that they introduced in Samus Returns, the game just looks amazing. And the collector's edition, Chef's Kiss. I will gladly pay $90 for that as soon as it goes back up on Amazon. But,
now, for one, I had no idea that you were that big into Metroid, and two, yeah, definitely, this was a really surprising announcement.
You know, I've barely played any Metroid games. I've only played, like, the first one in Super Metroid, and, like, I am really sold on this game. And I'm not really a Metroid fan at all. I'm just... Like, I barely play Metroid at all, and I'm interested in this game. That's how good it looks.
It looks great, and I I'm a huge Metroid Fusion guy. I used to play it with my friends all the way back in elementary school when he had his Game Boy Advance and he brought it to school. So that's how I got into Metroid. So Metroid Fusion always left on a cliffhanger, and my friend was like, "Oh, they'll never make Metroid 5." Man, if I could only tell him right now that Metroid Dread is coming. He was the one who used to tell me about Metroid Dread, and he used to dream that it would come, that it would someday come. And, like, it's here. It really is here, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to play this game, man. I want to get the Amiibo, the Collector's Edition. I want it in my Switch now.
I wonder if any other seemingly canceled Nintendo games will come back.
I mean, essentially, Metroid Dread is like, if you're a Mario fan, it's essentially like if Nintendo released Super Mario 128.
Or Virtual Boy Mario Lands.
I'd say Super Mario 128 because that's more well-known, and Virtual Boy Mario Land is tied to one system, but yeah, definitely that too. But
true.
There's also the Sticker Star Beta, which was basically kind of a sequel to the Thousand Year Door.
you know, I would say, do we really have to get into that? But I'd much rather talk about that than Smash. But we gotta get into Smash.
I was just kind of thinking something that Nintendo fan, like a seemingly canceled game that Nintendo fans were thinking about. I didn't really have many intentions of talking about Paper Mario at all.
You're good, man. You're good.
Okay, so
I'll go on, Demeech.
no, you go on because this is a pretty big discussion.
But yeah, Metroid Dread. So I was already hooked when it said Metroid 5. Then the title Metroid Dread came up, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're actually doing it." And I'll be honest with you guys. I think this is as quality as Luigi's Mansion 3. It looks that good.
Yeah,
And it looks like it's stacking that much content as well.
Yeah, at first I thought, I feel like at first it seems kind of like a smaller title.
Let me
but
try
looking
moving
more
my shirt.
Looking more into it, it seems a lot closer to like a more heavy hitter title. Obviously not like a game that would, well, I mean, it's not really catering to many, like the base consumer that would buy games for their kids at Christmas. Obviously there are a few that would be interested in this, but I feel like it's more towards like the hardcore audience for this game.
And
well, yeah.
The one thing that makes me happy is that it is sold out right now, which tells me that this might be a Metroid title that actually does well, and Metroid might be a heavy hitter for Nintendo for once. And
well, it happened with Animal Crossing, because Animal Crossing was once kind of. I don't think it was ever niche. Like niche is something like Custom Robo or Captain Rainbow, but it wasn't as. Yeah, Doshin the Giant, though we never got that here, but man, I wish we got it. But Animal Crossing eventually became a cultural phenomenon, I believe mainly because of the circumstances surrounding New Horizons. But even then, you got New Leaf, which sold very well. It was one of the best-selling games on the 3DS. You also had Wild World sell well, too. But I wanted to get into some of my disappointments, because people were asking me about the disappointments, because there are a lot more positives, which is very surprising to hear from me, because I've been very critical of Nintendo. And no, just because they had one good direct doesn't mean I'm going to bow down to Furukawa and give him a golden crown. Although the crown I will give him is the one from WarioWare Gold. And if you played that game and you get the reference, you're a man of culture, or woman of culture. But
I'm thinking about playing WarioWare Gold.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem on the 3DS. If you've never... It's essentially the best of WarioWare. It's like the ultimate one. You have the gyroscope, you have the touch controls, you have the button controls. You got everything except 3D, which was very weird.
It kind of reminds me of another game that I'm excited about that they announced.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, Reecee. I was gonna say the game that I'm excited the most about is Anime Swordsman 7, which they announced in stream. Sakurai's behind it. It's a game that's coming out late 2021, but it looks I'm just kidding. It's Mario Party Superstars.
But yeah, it's just
it looks really good, and I mean it's a best of. It's basically where Mario Party the top 100 should have been.
I'll definitely talk about that because I do have some certain feelings about Mario Party, but you know, it's definitely
This is kind of how I feel about Superstars. I really like it's bringing back the charm of the Nintendo 64 era Mario Party games.
Speaking of,
like Dance Time and like the not necessarily the font, but like the color styles and like a lot of the things that the Nintendo 64 era Mario Party games had. And I'm glad they're bringing back the old boards and not making it like grid-based in some way.
Well, it's essentially a remake of the first three. And speaking of Mario Party, we got the Mario Party master himself, Nintendo. Long time no see, buddy. What's up? Because we're talking about Mario Party now, but I did want to get some of the disappointments out of the way. I am not getting Mario Golf Super Rush. I made my decision clear when I saw Uncle Al and I's worst nightmare. Free content update. I saw the new Donk stage, and I'm like, why couldn't this be in the base game? Why do we have these generic courses that are like weaker versions of Super Mario Odyssey levels, yet we have a whole stage based on new Donk, but we gotta wait for it. And by then, it's probably gonna be Black Friday, so it'll be on sale, and I know there's a myth that Nintendo games never go on sale, but they do. In fact, there's a sale right now going on the eShop. You have the choice between Paper Mario the Origami King for $41 and an actually great Mario RPG, Mario & Rabbids, for $10 US dollars. Get Mario & Rabbids, guys. It's an amazing game if you've never played it. But, no, we're just discussing...
Origami King is pretty overrated.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We're just discussing a few disappointments. Like I said, it's obvious knowing Demeech. I'm disappointed we didn't see a new Mario Kart. Like, Mario Kart's a thing that everybody, like literally everyone, except for Jay Plays, who really loves 8 Deluxe, wants to see in the chat, wants to see on the channel. I'm kind of the Mario Kart channel.
I think Jay Plays likes 8 Deluxe because he hasn't been into Mario Kart for that long, and he's really enjoying 8 Deluxe and everything since.
Yeah.
I believe he got into Nintendo through Mario Kart Tour. I think that's
he told me that.
8 Deluxe, and still for him, that's still kind of a brand new thing. Cause when I kind of like how I was with like whatever, like when I got like Mario Kart Wii and everything, like Mario Kart was like a whole new thing. So
the thing is, no, I'm just joking, Jay Plays, because also Jimmy T is one of the coolest characters. This guy needs to be in Mario Kart. You got him right here. He's got a music note mustache. He's guiding kittens out who are in the rain to his Club Sugar. You can't get much cooler than that.
Wasn't there a Diamond City stage in or a track in one of the Mario Kart arcade games or Mario Kart Arcade GP?
I think there was, yeah.
Yeah, there was. Both GP 1 and 2, they had Diamond City. So, can't be a Reecee stream without talking about Paper Mario. Now we're keeping it to a limit. But even though the content updates are free, they're not really, because you pay $60 for a tech demo, which is why I really don't like getting Nintendo games at launch anymore. I'm very cautious about getting them, and that's something I never wanted to say. Though I did get Game Builder Garage, because Reecee convinced me to get it, so I'm excited to make some games with that. Kind of reminds me of WarioWare DIY, although my controller is having some issues here.
Demeech, you can make a game with all the content at launch.
Well, Reecee, I was gonna say, I think you're getting Mario Golf at launch. Let me know how it is as a base game, because I don't know. I've been back and forth on getting it for $60, but
you know, ironically, the Odyssey stage sold me even more on the game, even though I don't like the fix it later approach. I mean, I'll like for me, the gameplay is a bigger aspect for me, because I thought the gameplay looked better than the other Mario Golf games, but that's just my opinion on it, and I like the Odyssey inspiration and like Mario games being less generic and everything.
Yeah. Soshi, what's up?
I'm kind of one of those people who like the Mario games to be less generic.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, you got your wisdom teeth removed? I just got my wisdom removed. Does that count?
I did want to mention, the fact that my one disappointment, I think I'm with you, Demeech, where I kind of wanted just one big stinger at the end. I think we all expected Breath of the Wild 2 to be there, but I think what I really wanted to see, I had a feeling we weren't going to see anything Mario Kart just by the way the Direct was kind of going, but I was crossing my fingers for that Donkey Kong game that was rumored for the longest.
See?
You know what was funny? I thought the Monkey Ball game, I knew the Monkey Ball game was happening before the Direct happened, but
Right.
I thought when they showed the bananas, and I thought what was coins, like from Donkey Kong Country, I thought that was like a new Donkey Kong Country game when they showed that on there. Like, there was no indication if it was going to be a Monkey Ball game. Like, I suppose the circular objects on the title card thing were like balls and monkey balls, but I thought they were like coins, like from Donkey Kong Country, and I was like, oh, Donkey Kong Country, and then it showed space there, and I thought they were gonna do a Donkey Kong Country space themed game or something like that. Well, but the Monkey Ball game does look good though.
Oh my god!
It is a remaster of like the good games.
Which is what I want. Yeah, I'm a huge Monkey Ball fan, and actually, Demeech, I actually sent you the leaked pictures yesterday because I was that excited about the game, and luckily it's using the same engine as Banana Blitz HD, but it's the original levels from Monkey Ball 1, 2, and Deluxe, as well as the mini games that were included, and I think some extra stages, so very pumped for that. But yeah, it was very odd not seeing Donkey Kong there. I'm assuming it's not a 2021 title then.
This is why I don't follow rumors, because a lot of time it's just basic speculation. Like, surprisingly, this E3 was predictable, and with WarioWare, Nintendo had that oddly specific survey, and, you know, I thought it was Donkey Kong 2. It was kind of like bait, but Monkey Ball is cool too. And just...
There was speaking of bait, I know we shouldn't really get into this that much, but like I thought the Zelda stuff was good. I thought like we saw Ganon there at the beginning, and I thought we were gonna get like a Zelda trailer at first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go.
Us there.
I thought they were gonna go way more into Zelda, and surprisingly, they saved it for the end, which I thought. You know, at first I was like, man, we don't really get a stinger, but at the same time, I was like, we haven't gotten Breath of the Wild 2, like, information, like, new info in, like,
Come on,
2 years.
Scan Banana.
This is well deserved.
Yeah, I would say so, too.
So, speaking of Zelda, I thought the Game & Watch looked amazing. I thought it looked really cool and better than the Mario one, because the Zelda one actually has 3 games included. I mean, one's not good, one's pretty good, and then one's great, Link's Awakening, and I guess you don't like, but Link's Awakening is one of my favorite Zelda games, so I'm glad
you gotta be
that's
precise
included.
here.
I think, Link's Awakening is like my Paper Mario of Zelda games, so I'm really glad that was included, and I really it seems like more, like, it seems like there's more features to it than the Mario one, so that's what I'm really excited about.
You know what I kind of had a theory about, though? What if it's just overstock that they had of the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch that they're repurposing? Because they made a ton of them.
It's possible. I mean...
You know, this one, they didn't say it was limited production. Because on the trailer for the Mario one, they had on the last card... They said it was in limited production, but they didn't say anything about this being in limited production.
That is so odd. Like, I was talking to you about this, I think before Reecee, or Demeech, I forgot who I was talking to, but the fact that they kind of gatekeep Mario in, like, certain ways. Like,
it's so weird.
These limited edition things. They don't really go all out for his anniversaries as much as they do for Zelda's. It's so weird.
I found it.
Zelda's a little bit more main. Well, not even mainstream. It's a little bit more popular, I guess. But Mario is just as iconic. I mean, he's your bread and butter. He's the mascot for your company. You're not gonna put effort towards it. I don't know.
I do feel like the Mario 35th anniversary as a whole has a lot more going for it than the Zelda one, because the Zelda one, it's really only Skyward Sword HD, and then actually the DLC for Age of Calamity, which I'm excited for because I love Age of Calamity.
Well, I'll say so far, just because I feel like I think we've seen this with like most of the E3 shows this year. The pandemic did look like it affected game development heavily.
Well, of course it did.
Let's be honest, even Nintendo, they didn't show off as much as they could have, and that's fine. But I think that affected plans for Zelda's 35th. I think we're going to see some ports next year.
Oh boy!
That's the Twilight. Wait, say that again?
Oh boy, I love ports. Nintendo Switch.
What I would really love is a new 2D Zelda game, because we haven't gotten an original 2D Zelda. Not counting the Link's Awakening remake, we haven't gotten an original Zelda that's 2D since A Link Between Worlds, which is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. I love that game. That's my really, Donkey Kong not being there is my only disappointment. I know we're gonna get it eventually, but it's pretty clear cut to me that we're not gonna get Donkey Kong till next year. And go on.
One thing is, like, relating back to Zelda again. I feel like they're spending. Well, I mean, I know it wasn't a lot, but I felt like they still spent too much time on Skyward Sword HD. Like, even though it wasn't that much, I felt like just it's not really an upgrade at all. Like, they're literally just having button controls and then, the analog controls and that feature locked behind an amiibo, but that's like about it. Like, they're not really doing anything else. It's literally a dolphin upscale, like, and they're selling it for $60.
You're preaching to the choir, buddy.
Oh, this is the big 35th anniversary game for Zelda, and it's a ripoff.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, not to get into Sonic, but it reminds me of Sonic Colors Ultimate.
How?
It's a different situation where, well, they butchered how the game originally looks. It's not an emulation per se, and yes, it does have some more bang for its buck going for it.
I would say one thing though about the Sonic Colors remaster is that it's $40 rather than $60,
and it actually looks like it's remade. But I really wanted to get into
It looks worse. If you look at comparison videos, like compared to like a Dolphin emulation, the colors are all muted out. I like to call the remastered edition Sonic Colors Lights Out, because that's what it literally looks like.
Ironically, it's called Colors, and then they're just like, the colors aren't as good as the original.
What are they doing? Are they making it Shadow the Hedgehog? Although I do have that game, so that'd be a fun stream. Also,
oh God.
TND, you know what the best Sonic game to play is? None at all. So, with Mario Party, I'm going to talk about Mario Party and then get into WarioWare, because as you've seen with WarioWare, if you've never played it before, and I'm going to answer some questions, someone was asking me, I'm thinking about buying gold, should I wait for this game? I'm going to talk about Mario Party first because I don't have much experience with Mario Party, and it's just because my sister and friends are sore losers who just get pissed because they don't like the luck aspect, yet are fine with Mario Kart, and Smash Bros, and New Super Mario Brothers, specifically Wii, but it's just like, I haven't had too much experience with it, but it actually looks pretty good. It looks like ND Cube is actually capable of making a good Mario Party. I mean, it's essentially a remake of the first three.
And as I said earlier, it seems like it actually has the charm of the Nintendo 64 games, because it kind of, like, with the things that they included and, like, a lot of the aesthetics of the game and the designs of the game, it kind of feels like it's taking heavy inspiration from the charm of the Nintendo 64 games, which I really like. And I feel like that from a lot of Mario games these days, and it's kind of slowly coming back, and to see, like, a full kind of return to the charm of the 64 era really seems nice.
Do you know
It
why
really
it's
seems like
there?
they're going back.
Because it's essentially a remake of the first 3 games, because they realized that Super Mario Party isn't very super. Also found it weird that they dropped the Super moniker, but it's just like, yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
This could actually be good.
I mean,
They
Good to see you, Reggie.
Adding, like, mini games from all of the console Mario Party games, not just the Nintendo 64 ones.
This is a
are
joke.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Really?
Yeah, look on the Mario Wiki and
So then, okay, if they're including every single Mario Party minigame that's ever existed, why can't they do the same with the boards? I have a sneaking suspicion they're gonna do the free do it later thing with the rest of the boards, which I don't know how I feel about. I really love all the classic boards from Mario Party. If they're free, man, I'm such a Mario Party shill that I'll probably take it. Mario Golf, I probably won't, just because like it's $60, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, but
Oh, they got Coney Island? It's not every
so
minigame
far-
ever, though?
So far, I think they showed in the Treehouse at least one minigame from every Mario Party game, well, every console Mario Party game, between
Right.
1 and 10.
Oh, don't remind me of 10, buddy. But I'm
10 was awful.
You know,
I mean,
Well, actually,
I
it's
will
not
say.
as bad as top 100.
I will say that the mini games have stayed consistent throughout the series for the most part. I think it's really the bread and butter, which is the boards that have lacked recently. My hope with Superstars is that they see some positive reception with this, and I do, Demeech, I do hope that they do support the game post-launch with free content updates, only because we have online now. This could be huge because Super Mario Party didn't have it at launch, and this could prolong the longevity of Mario Kart. Mario Party, sorry. Go on, Reecee.
Like I said earlier, I think I told this to you earlier. Mario Party is one of those games that you come back to many times because it's a multiplayer game. Kind of like Mario Kart. You go back to Mario Party and Mario Kart many times. I even went back to Super Mario Party a few times and played like with friends every once in a while at random times.
Right.
But like games like Mario Tennis, those are games that you only play for a while and you don't really come back to it that much. But with Mario Party, it could actually kind of work.
I think it could. I think it really could. I mean, with Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, I don't know if that's the right approach to go for it, but I think with Mario Party, you know, excuse me, it's a multiplayer game, you know, it could be huge, and having free content updates with just new boards, maybe minigame. I mean, if it's all the minigames from every single Mario Party, there's no need to put more. But
as much as I
more minigames, you know.
As much as I love you guys talking about Mario Party, I did want to talk to Jordan and Soshi because they said some things that were pretty interesting. Yeah, Jimmy P, I think that's his name. He's essentially the Miami Vice Jimmy T. If Jimmy T is Vegas and has cats, he protects them from the rain, then Jimmy P is like pretty much Miami Vice. Yeah. Both of them are cool. That's why I love the WarioWare series. You got all these really cool characters that are just so unique from each other, and you'll definitely see that throughout this playthrough. You'll get a lot more WarioWare videos, but before you talk, Reecee...
You know what's ironic? It's developed by the same... It's developed by the same developers as the one series that's always restricted. The Tanabe game.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier. That's... yeah.
See, that's why I'm not sure if Tanabe's the actual problem, but Reecee, I'm not going to have an entire college conversation about the downfall of Paper Mario with you. We do that enough already. So I was going to say, this is a joke, but...
have a discussion with Super Mario T sometime.
I tried to get him, but he said it's essentially, what's been said has been said. It's essentially like, if you want to do a discussion, I'm totally down.
I had multiple conversations about it on my channel.
Yeah.
I'm totally down to do it. I do have to get Origami King used at some point, but I really wanted to bring this up real quick because I've been dying to bring it up. This is a joke between T&D and Jordan and I, but did Josh's rant about Mario Party, the top 100, actually work? Did someone at ND Cube actually watch it and listen to him?
Years later, I'm actually curious. Did you see what Josh's reaction to it was?
Oh my gosh, it was... this is a family-friendly channel, so I will warn you, there is a lot of swearing. Like, it's...
Oh, really? This is recent?
Yeah, it makes South Park look essentially like Mr. Rogers. No, this was from 2017.
God.
He likes the new Mario Party, but...
Oh!
Yeah, he said quite a
Wow.
few things, but when he was talking about the top 100, he literally didn't just criticize the game. He freaking killed it into oblivion to the point where it remains the lowest rated Mario game on Metacritic. Yes, that's right.
I remember the line that I told you the other day where the flamethrower.
No, he said...
I didn't even know he said that. I was like looking through the whole thing. I looked at the end. He was like I would go to that person who did the decision, and I'd blow them with my blowtorch, the flamethrower. I was like, what?
No, he said, I'm gonna fire him, and I can use a blowtorch because I mean business. Yeah, he makes AVGN look like essentially a nun. That's how fiery his rant was. It was hysterical, and I'm kind of I mean, I recently saw his live stream, and it was like he was doing an E3 wish list, and it was one of the most depressing things I've ever seen. Like, he was it just was like if Shadow the Hedgehog was having an E3 wish list. It was like if you watched him during the Wii era, he was so happy, so cheerful, but in the Switch era, it's like a new person. It's like, oh, Pikmin 4 will come out, but they're gonna go back to Pikmin's roots and get rid of all the creativity. Also, I want to see a Mario adventure game. Super Mario Odyssey was a funny joke, but I'm ready for a new Mario game now. I think he's funny, but yeah, you
One thing I think is funny is that you, like, on your channel, you always bring up either Ikokado, Avocado, and the Bit Block. It's just random. It's just like those two channels you always bring up for some reason.
The Bit Block is hysterical. Nikocado Avocado only because of the cheese thing. That's the only reason.
It's like a part of the Demeech canon.
I used to really enjoy the bit content, but he got, it wasn't like negative. It was like, I don't know. I think his behavior over time was too laughable for me to take seriously. I think it was when he started talking about sandwich talk. He started playing. He started breaking his Switch because he was upset that it wasn't just a handheld only console.
No, he wanted it to be a console only.
About this.
He's funny, and the thing is, he's often right. Like in most cases, he is. He presents himself in a way it's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I understand where he's coming from totally, because I've talked about my nemesis Furukawa enough on this channel. It's just, yeah, he's just a little bit unprofessional, but that's what makes him funny, and I'm really happy he's doing some good things on his channel, just focusing on sharks and summer. He's happier now, but it's obvious.
Oh, that's not the only thing he's doing.
But yeah, Soshi, I love when Demeech talks about cheese. Oh, I'm part of the Gouda Feta Club. So, but yeah.
He could be really. I remember when Josh, he was actually really bitter with Sparks of Hope, which
Is it because of the rabbits?
No, he liked the first one.
It looks the same.
It's just, the thing is, it's just like, persnickety is a word. He's very particular in what he likes, but I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
But I know he doesn't like to do Nintendo content anymore, but one day, just one day, I know this game has positive reception, but I want to see him do an explosive review of Paper Mario the Origami King.
Oh my
I'd
God,
love
that
to
would
see
be a
that.
dream.
Why didn't we get Mario Kart 9? Because Furukawa is too busy just buying the next iPhone and smoking crack. Actually, no, I don't.
Any games that we didn't talk about?
I have a list of games right in front of me because I just recorded my thing earlier.
Oh, sure, yeah.
okay, so we had Smash Reveal, Mario Party, Metroid Dread, WarioWare, Fatal Frame, and that's actually a Wii U port. And I found out that it's actually coming to other consoles, even though it's co-owned by Nintendo.
Really? That's cool.
Really?
Yeah. And, like, the series is actually co-owned by Nintendo ever since, like, the Wii era, I think.
Are we talking about Cruisin' Blast, or what was that?
Fatal Frame. It's,
Oh.
like, the horror game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that, you know, there is something I wanted to mention. We're going to talk about WarioWare quite a bit, because as you're seeing with this game, it's been a long time since a traditional WarioWare. I think this was really the last one, because WarioWare DIY, that was a do-it-yourself thing. Game & Wario was different. It wasn't really WarioWare, but it was definitely a fun game. And Gold is essentially WarioWare Ultimate. But
I would still say DIY is a mainline Wario game just because
Oh,
we
totally.
did get original micro games included with it.
not to
So,
mention the
I would
awesome
say-
song for Jimmy T, Body Rock.
Oh yeah.
Your Majesty.
I mean, DIY was my childhood. I love that game, but I think that was the last true WarioWare mainline game. So the fact that we're getting a new one that looks new and innovative, it has multiplayer and apparently online multiplayer too. That is really cool. I love that Nintendo's embracing online a little bit more.
Yeah, me too.
And I feel like I really like starting with like WarioWare Gold, even though that game wasn't. I know, as you said, Demeech, that it's really good, but it wasn't a completely original WarioWare game. But one thing that I really liked between that game and this game is that the marketing and the advertisements for it are really good. Like I really like how Charles Martinet is doing with the Wario voice, narrating the trailers. That is amazing.
He's having so much
Yeah.
fun recording that. Like, he's the best.
He is.
I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad if he doesn't voice Mario in the Mario movie next year.
They already got me doing it, Luigi.
Mario, at least he should do like a Wario voice, like as he does in the WarioWare games, because I think like
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I remember he did a Wario World commercial with a lawyer, Demeech. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think
where he's
so.
Telling the lawyer what to say, and Charles Martinet is voicing him throughout the whole commercial. It's fantastic. But I think maybe we should talk about Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but it's just like there's more I wanted to say about just
I have a few thoughts about that.
Okay.
I think it looks really good how they're expanding like into the sky and everything. And it looks like I know a lot of like Skyward Sword had like a lot of problems with it, but I feel like this mechanic looks really good. And I feel like the glowing arm thing will be like a replacement for the Sheikah Slate, and it will probably have all the features with a few other things too.
I think it's also going to be used as like almost like a hook shot to travel to different islands. But also, I wasn't expecting that because I think in the initial trailer we expected Link to go underneath Hyrule. We're actually going above it, which looks really cool. I don't know if it was even Link in the trailer who was falling down with the longer hair. I think it was, but he seems to have. I might be butchering this, but he had like almost I don't want to say a toga on, but he almost had like Greek mythology clothing on, and I wonder if maybe that's what's taking inspiration for the landscapes of the land and the sky, which I know Demeech you would be really happy about, but it looks really cool so far. They didn't show off too much. They just showed off where we're going to be exploring in the world, what can we expect, you know. I feel like 2022 is a lie, to be honest. If anything,
well, to be fair, it looks like it's using the same engine, so it's a little bit interesting. But I was going to say that, you know, with Zelda, I definitely do love Breath of the Wild. It's an amazing game. It really got me into the Zelda series. I wouldn't say I'm a big Zelda fan like I'm in for Mario, and You know, some people are going to kill me for saying this, but I'm actually a little more excited for WarioWare because I know a lot more about it, and I'm so happy that this sends a message that Nintendo is bringing back dormant series. We saw a 2D Metroid game. We saw the return of Advance Wars. I know it's a remake, but it's a remake of a GBA game. That makes sense. One's on the 30...
I feel like if this game is successful, they'll probably make new ones. Like, probably in, 2023, we get a new Advance Wars. That's probably... Yeah. It probably doesn't seem like a game that would take, too much time to develop if they were making even a quality title. So,
I even think this means good things for Golden Sun in the future as well.
Maybe F-Zero. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. That'd be awesome. Soshi?
Maybe they even see that Mario and Luigi series could have success by being developed by another studio.
I just hope it's not crappy like ND. Actually, you know what? ND Cube might have redeemed themselves, but I'm not gonna say anything until the game comes out because they very well could have the game only playable if you have a bunch of spaghetti in your hands, and the Joy-Cons with the IR cameras can detect when you have the tomato sauce on your hands. So, I don't know.
That would be more authentic than Mario experience, because Mario does like spaghetti after all.
Oh, that's Luigi! You got the wrong brother! But I was gonna say, it's really... Alright, Toxic Trash, me and Demeech are still having blast with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we both want Mario Kart 9 to never happen. You know what, Jay Plays? We should give you your own private Nintendo Island that has Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You're not even going to get the experience of experiencing the original Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. That's all you're going to get for the rest of your life. You're never ever going to experience any new Mario Kart. And when Mario Kart 9 does officially... Well, essentially, yeah. But it's essentially a portal of just Mario Kart 8. I heard,
Hey, Demeech, can I have the same, but with the mouse near door?
Well, you know what? That's heaven. But if I was stuck in a place with Mario Kart 8 forever, I'd be in pretty much hell. Because I love the game. It's the best Mario Kart, but I'm so bored of it that I'd rather play Tour despite its problems, simply because it's more interesting. There's more to Tour than the mechanics are new. Even if they had DLC, it's just the concept of Mario Kart 8's old. It's old. It's 7 years old. I graduated middle school, high school, got my associate's degree. I'm well on my way to getting my bachelor's degree. I went through puberty during the time Mario Kart 8 released, and we still don't have a new Mario Kart.
If they don't announce, let's say, I have a feeling they're probably going to do a September Direct. I feel like they're setting up for it with with the Smash and game updates and everything. So if a Mario Kart game isn't revealed then I could say
it's kind of concerning, no?
Because it actually came out around the time at the end of elementary school for me, somewhere around there. I think I was 5th grade when it came out. So I could say I went from elementary school, middle school, high school, graduated high school, and possibly even started college before the next Mario Kart game came out.
Reecee, knowing you probably would go to Harvard during that time. And as Soshi said, there are two I want to say. My boy 64 iOS thinks Tour is better than 8. You know what? I completely respect his opinion. He's a cool guy. He knows Mario Kart well. And, of course, Mario Kart Tour has a problem with the gacha, but I'm not sure how to say this, because I know the game is not good from a critical standpoint, but I can't help but enjoy it. It's kind of let me think of something that's... I can't even describe it. Despite all of its problems, you can still enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe if you don't like tomatoes, a burger with a tomato on it, but it's not the same thing. 64 iOS is great. He's been on the channel quite a few times. Been a while, so we're going to try to get him back on. Another good one. I wanted Mario Kart 9, but all I got was puberty. Yeah, Mario Kart Tour has half pipes. Mario Kart Tour is essentially the ultimate Mario Kart, which made me think that's what the route they'd probably go for a new Mario Kart, but...
it's kind of, again, I was gonna say, with the new Mario Party game, I feel like if they're doing that, that's successful, and then obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is successful, I feel like that increases the chances of an Ultimate Mario Kart.
It very well could be. I'm also thinking that maybe, just maybe, they're saving the Mario Kart 8 reveal for after whenever the Switch Pro is revealed this year, and then that is their holiday title. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be 2022, but I could be wrong. I
mean,
know,
they very well could do that.
I just kind of find it kind of odd, though, that it's just Pokemon for the holiday this year. I don't know.
And it's a remake?
Like they always do one thing.
I do feel like Metroid is kind of a part of that because it's a really big 3D Metroid.
The thing with Metroid is it could get to the status of being like. Here's what I think of when it comes to a Christmas title: big game that is mainstream popular. Mario, Pokemon, now Zelda, now Animal Crossing. Those are the ones. There's no way Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year, so that either gives us with Mario Odyssey 2 or Mario Kart 9. Donkey Kong was once one of their biggest franchises, but they decided to just, kind of... I could see it coming back, though.
That could be the one title they're saving. Like, I mean, if
Donkey Kong?
And yeah, that's another possibility for like a Switch Pro thing. Since
I was thinking
I'm not gonna go completely by the rumors, but let's say if it's developed by Nintendo EAD, it would make sense if they would release that alongside of a Switch Pro.
You know what? You're not wrong, because they usually develop for what system is with the system's best intentions.
And Donkey Kong isn't as big as Mario Kart 9, so I could see an announcement other than E3 with that being revealed, even though Donkey Kong's still a pretty big game.
You know what? You might be right. Just maybe. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe Nintendo thinks that everything they showed off in E3 would have overshadowed Donkey Kong, and maybe they want it as the holiday title to sell well with the Switch Pro. That's what I'm guessing, personally. I think it can either go two ways. I think either Mario Kart 9 is the holiday title. But Reecee, I think now you've kind of changed my mind and made me think maybe Donkey Kong is the holiday title and they're just waiting for a future date to reveal it.
Yeah, and I have a feeling, I don't think the Switch Pro is completely fake, because back in 2019, we were getting all of these rumors for the Switch Lite, then we called it the Switch Mini. But I remember just seeing everything. Oh, is it going to be revealed at E3? Oh, is it going to be revealed before E3? Oh, is it going to be revealed
after
March, April, May? And then it was revealed in July. So I think
it's a guessing game at this point.
That we could see the Switch Pro.
It's probably going to be in July.
Yeah.
And then I think
usually Nintendo, in the past, Nintendo has had a history of announcing console revisions. Pretty close to when they release, not super close, but let's say 2 to 4 months before they release, and not usually at E3. So,
right, yeah, I think you're onto something, Reecee, with Donkey Kong and with the Switch Pro. I think we're just gonna have to wait and see with the Switch Pro, because, it's never gonna end.
I have a feeling that, it's the same thing with the Switch Lite. Everyone thought the same thing about the Switch Lite.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, with the Switch Pro, there's a possibility they always planned it. If this is true at all, there's a possibility that they always could have been planning it for, July and everything. But then there's also the possibility, because I know rumors could be fake a lot of the times, or most of the times, but, I have a feeling there were so many reports of it before E3 or during E3, because they might have had an original plan to reveal it during E3, but then they had to change it, possibly, a couple months before, because, the pandemic is still kind of changing things, even though we're basically kind of out of it.
Sochi, I agree with you.
Nintendo's still kind of getting hit with the effects of it, because everything's pushed back, so,
Yeah! Wait. Yeah, I really don't want to do a Switch Pro discussion, guys. We could save that for another day, but it's been talked about to death. Soshi, thank you so much. Let's talk about Season 4, shall we?
Also, I wanted to talk about one more thing related to, like, delays and stuff like that. I feel like, remember how I was saying with the Direct in February, how a lot of the games could have been, like, fall titles and stuff like that, like Mario Golf could have been a fall title.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these titles could have been spring or summer titles, or maybe even early fall titles.
See, that's what I was thinking with WarioWare.
And then all of the 2022 titles could have been like the holiday titles for this year. But I feel like they have it in a certain way where it's still okay that we have like all of these titles, because I feel like we have enough of them to kind of fulfill kind of holiday title thing. Because I mean, we're getting more titles than we usually would, because usually most years it's a couple of big heavy hitter titles. The small titles are usually spread out throughout the year.
Man,
I feel like this year is kind of like a big thing of smaller titles.
Yeah.
I think it's a calm before the storm.
I mean, I don't know, because this seems pretty great to me.
Because I do feel like setting it up for 2022 to be the 2022 kind of.
Right.
This year, it's the smaller titles are quality games. Like I feel like WarioWare looks really good. Mario Party looks good. Metroid Dread looks really good. And then Advanced Wars, and then the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I think that looks good too. I know that's kind of controversial, but I really like the art style because I mean I'm a sucker for Link's Awakening. So
yeah, but I think that I think in terms of E3, that's pretty much it. Unless Demeech, do you have any closing thoughts on that?
Well, I thought this was going to be a little bit of a Demeech stream, but you know, it's all good, guys. But you know, it's just there are things I hate talking about, and I hate talking about rumors. I hate talking about the Switch Pro because it's just the next day. I think SpongeBob's a good thing to talk about because I have a question. How do you like all that glitters? Because it's just SpongeBob screaming for most of the episode. Then they just say... It's the one where SpongeBob gets a new spatula, he trades everything he owns for it.
Oh, yeah.
That episode was horrible, but when you guys were talking about, and I'll try to do a Reecee impression, man, I thought Mario Golf was going to be released in, you know, the fall instead of the summer. You remind me of the nerds at Weenie Hut Juniors talking about when it's Mega Weenie Wednesday or if they switched it to Tuesday.
Oh my god.
No, that episode.
I guess I'm the big Mario Golf guy here.
Well, you are the golf guy.
Because I enjoyed Toadstool Tour. I know because I know like it's kind of a harder game because like the controls like are not the best, but I still really enjoy the game.
You know what episode I really loved? When Jim, the original fry cook, came.
That was season 5, but that was a great episode.
Yeah. No, but when Squidward had the long hair and everything, Mr. Krabs had the sideburns. Oh my god, it was great.
You know, guys, there's a particular reason why I specifically mentioned the first 5 seasons. It's because that's all they have on DVD. I got the first 100 episodes, so that's really all you need, unless you're into the modern SpongeBob seasons. Hey, look, Wario Land and WarioWare.
Hey,
but
do you want to know a pretty cursed DVD set?
Family Guy, best moments?
No, the next 100 episodes.
You know, I know that exists. Someone asked me to do a review of it, so if I could find it, I'd get it. But from what I've heard, it's just a compilation of seasons 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 was good. I think season 8 was mixed. I did not like season 6. Season 7 wasn't much better. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've talked about SpongeBob on the channel, so it's kind of like a throwback, but also, I enjoyed talking about it.
I feel like we talked about it the last time.
I feel like SpongeBob keeps falling into these dark eras. Like, we had the dark era in the early 2010s, like season 6, 7, 8. And then we had better episodes in the second movie. And then now it's going again into the spin-offs in the third movie.
Yeah.
The thing with SpongeBob is...
anymore.
Yeah, me neither. Except my box set sometimes.
I only watch the original episodes, but like new SpongeBob, it's not my jam.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. It's definitely more like Ren and Stimpy light. Like, if I want to watch an edgy cartoon with exaggerated facial expressions, I'll watch Ren and Stimpy. But
real quick, speaking of Ren and Stimpy, on my second channel, I made an Earthbound meme with a Ren and Stimpy battle. And
I saw that. That was good.
As the battle theme, because for some reason, the main theme of Ren and Stimpy kind of reminds me of one of the Earthbound battle themes. So I just thought of it, and I was like, hey, Ren and Stimpy have 16-bit sprites, because there's a Ren and Stimpy game on the SNES. So I just made a meme.
I don't even remember their theme song. It was just like, I don't even know.
I don't know what it's called, but it's just some instrumental thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Current Patrick is worst. All he does is eat and be stupid. I think the Flanderization with the characters was most prevalent in season 6 and 7. SpongeBob eventually did get better after the second movie, and I would say even before then, it had some really, really high-quality episodes.
One thing, unrelated, but it was another kind of announcement today. But forget everything that Nintendo did today, because the best announcement of today was, ready for it?
I'm ready.
Windows 11.
Wait.
Oh my god, that's actually real?
Yes.
Wait, what?
It's actually a new operating system.
When are they releasing it?
So, I feel like it's more of a more streamlined operating system. Like, I actually think, like, the interface looks slightly better than Windows 10.
I gotta check this out after the stream, but yeah, that's some pretty big news, because Windows...
Because the thing is, Windows 10 doesn't really have a startup sound at all. I'm not sure if you use Windows 10. I'm pretty sure most people do.
Yeah, I have Windows 10.
But, it doesn't have a startup sound unless, like, unless you go in the settings, and there's actually a setting where you can turn it on, and it's the same one they've been using since 2006 with Windows Vista. But Windows 11 actually have a startup sound for it, like a new startup sound.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
It's not too complicated. It's just a little tuned, but it's still pretty interesting how they're making like a new startup sound.
They should just use the one from
15 years.
If you remember Super Mario Maker on the Wii U, the splash screen before you played the game, that reminded me a lot of Windows 98. But yeah, that's definitely some big news. But yeah, as for SpongeBob, like I said, I've really only seen... I think I've seen every episode up until Season 7. I watched it regularly up until Season 7, then I kind of lost track. But the quality episodes I watched that I can remember that are newer talking about, like, after Season 5, are Treats. That was a really good one. Where
that was a funny one.
Yeah. Plankton's Pet was great. The Christmas special to SpongeBob Christmas was great. I know Christmas Who is seen as the better one, but I actually think it's very hard for me to say which one I like more, because it's just animation's that great. Legends of Bikini Bottom. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with the series. Mimic Madness, I think that was pretty cool. I mean, it's better than when they did it in Gone. I watched a really weird episode.
Oh, go on.
I think it was called Krusty Cleaners, and they had Patrick be trashy like a truck driver, and the humor's weird.
Patrick's not trashy.
No,
Yeah,
Patrick may be trashy, but he's not trash.
I like going into a lot of random things here, but going back to WarioWare, one really random thing that I like about WarioWare Gold and WarioWare Get It Together is that I really like Wario's 2D design. I just really like it for some reason.
I like it too. I was gonna say that
something from the DS era. I know it was slightly different during the DS era, but it just kind of reminds me of most of the games at that time.
What isn't random about WarioWare? Yeah, Krusty Cleaners wasn't great, but I just remember that scene because it was funny because it reminded me of a coworker. T&D knows who I'm talking about.
I was gonna say, guess what comes out in 2 days? Speaking of Nickelodeon,
the iCarly thing, iCarly Adult Party.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 days, and I'm gonna watch the first 3 episodes because I'm curious.
You know what? I might as well get Paramount Plus because I have some good series, but I'm not gonna watch Camp Coral because I definitely do feel like. Okay, do you want to hear my honest opinion? I watched the video where Pie Guy Rules went over the timeline, and it simply doesn't make sense that he would have approved of this in 2018, because if you have ALS, and considering the state he was in, it's like a vegetative state, so he wasn't able to comprehend what was going on. So there is definitely shadiness going on there, but the iCarly one I could watch guilt-free, and it's horrible that someone would do that. I think one of the Nickelodeon's awful when it comes to that. They truly are the absolute worst. But
this sounds awful, but Nickelodeon probably expected him to die.
Well,
it's pretty awful.
Yeah, they did. They waited for it to happen.
I think they did. I think they were banking on it, to be honest, and I think that's what makes this situation even worse. Because you could tell that they had all these plans in motion. Because they knew that was going to happen. I don't know if they knew it was going to happen, but I find it hard to believe that these plans happened a little bit after his death.
ALS is terminal.
Without any form of, what they called cooperation or organization.
And here's the thing.
And it's sickening because if they did ask him when he had ALS, how is he supposed to respond? I don't know. I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't know the situation that well. But just regardless, I don't like what Nickelodeon's doing with SpongeBob. I can't support it for the life of me. Also, it gets me upset.
We did our discussion about the third movie, and at best, it's a boring movie. At worst, it's just disgusting. And another thing is that Nickelodeon has done awful things with creators. I'll give you an example. There's an infamous one with C.H. Greenblatt. He had a really creative series, Harvey Beaks. What they did with it, they didn't give it airtime. They didn't give him a chance. They pushed it to the Graveyard Nicktoons. And then he spoke up about it, and then they had him shut up. Which is why I'm thinking that the Nickelodeon representatives who say Steven was working on Camp Coral, they're kind of forced to say that because you unfortunately have to choose the lesser of two evils. Do I have to be the vigilante, or do I have to support my family and put bread on the table? It's a very complicated and sad situation.
But I can't wait for them to get exposed for, I don't know. Maybe all of this is fabricated, but I feel like something had to happen behind the scenes. I'm waiting for somebody to confirm that this happened, that Steven never okayed this. Paul Tibbett himself said that Steven wouldn't have liked this, and
I trust Paul Tibbett more than anyone when it comes to that.
I trust Paul Tibbett too.
And a lot of people credit Paul Tibbett for ruining SpongeBob. He just directed the series. It wasn't him writing the episodes. He was actually a really good writer.
The thing is that if a show goes on for too long, you're gonna lose quality, and you're gonna have less quality control. You're gonna try and do different things, and also, who's to say that Nickelodeon wasn't the ones telling them what to do with certain episodes?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a coincidence that SpongeBob's, it's not a coincidence that SpongeBob's design changed every season. It's not a coincidence that he gets squarer and squarer with every season. You know?
I saw Sponge on the Run, but I refused to watch Camp Coral. If you watch it, I'm not going to have any ill will towards you, because curiosity can get you. But why did Paul Tippett get a lot of flack? Well, it's because if something bad happens, like, for example, Furukawa, I'm sure it's more to the Nintendo situation than just Furukawa, but the thing is, with Paul Tippett's tweet, you have to understand that he's worked with Steven Hillenburg for over 2 decades. He's worked for him for years. He knew him as a person. And Steven Hillenburg was a modest guy. You really don't know much about him. Like, he's essentially the opposite of Kanye West. He literally created one of the most iconic things of all time, yet didn't treat it like a big deal. He was a marine biologist who had a passion for animation and marine biology. He made something that changed the world, and Nickelodeon took advantage of that. And
they did, and I always say that his swan song was. I always say the series swan song was the SpongeBob movie 1. That'll always be. It'll always have a special place in my heart because it not only was a great end to the series, but it also Steven himself. I think he did most of the storyboards with like a bunch of other writers, and you could tell that this was the intended end of the show. And Nickelodeon just, like, I like seasons 4 and 5, I really do.
oh, I love season 4.
Even when I was a kid, after watching the SpongeBob movie, I was confused watching seasons 4 and 5, because I was like, wait, isn't SpongeBob the manager of the Krusty Krab now? I guess this takes place before that happens? Because canonically, if we do want to go by SpongeBob canon, the movie is the end of the series.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know.
Imagine if Nickelodeon does a spin-off that takes place after the SpongeBob movie. They're probably gonna do it with all of the spin-offs that they're doing.
You know, then
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time until they make SpongeBob Adult Party cartoon.
Oh, you know what? You're not wrong. I know you're joking, but I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
Now, there was no proof of that concept ever happening, but
I think wasn't Steven the one who put a halt to it, if anything?
it's just been a rumor. It's one of those.
It was a hoax, but
Yeah.
I don't put it past Nickelodeon to like consider the possibility, especially if iCarly's any indication.
Well, there's a difference because iCarly.
Starcronix!
Wait, you're here?
Are you guys on stream?
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Dang it, I was gonna say something, a PG-13.
Well, we are kind of having a PG-13 conversation right now. We're talking about if SpongeBob was an adult show in the iCarly reboot. So, iCarly is a different story because SpongeBob's for everyone. But iCarly, if you watch the first few seasons, it's edgy. Like, it's not exactly a kid show. It's for teens. I remember the first episode, they get detention for talking about their teacher's pointy, you know.
Well, I was also gonna say the Powerpuff Girls reboot, which Cartoon Network.
That should have never happened. But
oh man, the script for that.
Oh, it's horrible. It's terrible. But what I'm saying is that if Cartoon Network could do that with one of their most beloved cartoons, Nickelodeon could do just the same with SpongeBob. Or they're doing it with Fairly Odd Parents right now. I don't know if it's an adult reboot.
That might be partially a Butch Hartman thing.
Yeah,
he made my childhood.
Hey, I'm Butch Hartman. I made your childhood.
SpongeBob Hemp Pants. You know, I mentioned this before, but I talked to the creator of it, and I asked him what exactly happened with the series, and he said that VH1 was going to air it as part of their Camp Chaos series or something like that, illustrated, where they had segments like Axel F working at McDonald's. It was really weird. Yogi Bush. You kind of had to be there at the time to watch it, because if you think people made jokes about, or the jokes about Donald Trump were just, there's a lot of them, but back then it was all about Bush. So they had a Yogi Bear parody with George Bush and Dick Cheney, and they also had SpongeBob Hemp Pants, and he said that he planned on making more episodes, but at the last minute Viacom pulled it because they didn't want to be associated with it. The animation's really good, and it's
I don't know, man. Like, I don't doubt that they'd make an adult SpongeBob cartoon. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it, they saw it, they thought it was bad, and they shelf it, but then somebody leaks it online and it becomes this huge conspiracy theory. I would not be surprised if that's what happened later on down the line, because we're doing SpongeBob Babies right now. We're doing a Patrick show.
That has them as teens, by the way.
Sandy movie. What happened?
Do you know that they're teens in the Patrick show?
There's teens?
They're teens. SpongeBob's a teen, Patrick's a teen, Squidward's a teen. I will never accept that Squidward is the same age as SpongeBob and Patrick. I'll never accept that.
Well,
never.
I haven't seen Camp Coral, and I'll never see it, but isn't Squidward supposed to be, like, slightly older? Like,
He is.
I mean, Squidward... SpongeBob, I would assume he's in it. Well, we know his birthday is in 1986, but I guess it's not really canon. But at the time, he was like... He would be either a teenager or early 20s, but have, like, he's young at heart. That's what makes SpongeBob relatable, because if you're a kid...
They're gonna make a... Yeah, he's an adult, but with a child's, like, imagination and naivety. But, I have a feeling they're gonna do a DuckTales, like, show with Mr. Krabs, and they're gonna give him nephews. I'm predicting it right now. And it's gonna be horrible.
Let's predict what Nickelodeon will make next for their SpongeBob reboots and other stuff like that. I guess they could do other stuff too, because they're basically everything they're doing is like a reboot.
Kevin, no,
I mean,
the Kevin Show.
Nintendo is bad with ports and everything. Oh, they have nothing with Nickelodeon.
Oh no!
Did you guys hear about the Making Fiends story?
Whose story?
The Making Fiends story? Because this is what I think is one of Nickelodeon's worst things they ever did.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a show created by, I don't know what her name is, but she put her heart and soul into it, and it was called Making Fiends. Nickelodeon took the... It was
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
It had the art style where there was a girl, Vendetta, Charlotte was a blue one, Vendetta was a green one, Charlotte was a happy one. It's a very interesting series, and she obviously wanted to do more with it, but Nickelodeon just essentially took the rights to the series so she could never make them again.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't agree with, but I understand if they take the rights for SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents.
That's how Nickelodeon works, though, man. Like, you pitch to them a show, and they own the rights to that forever. Like, even if they don't even if they don't accept your pitch, it sucks. It really does, but that's why you see a lot more animated movies and shows going straight to streaming now.
Yeah, you got a lot more unique stuff. But I was gonna also mention, the 2010s, early 2010s, was a golden age for Cartoon Network, because they had some of the best cartoons. I would never work at Nickelodeon, because I thought about being an animator, because I loved the idea of creating my own show. I made flip notes and stuff, but then I'm not sure if I have the patience for that. But I definitely will consider it. But I would never work at Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network in the early 2010s, you literally had everything under the sun. And did it work out all the time? No, it didn't. There's the show The Problem Solvers, a lot of people like to rag on as being one of the worst cartoons, because, my eyes, or, Mr. Enter said so. No, guys, it's not bad. There are episodes that are bad. I would say the first episode wasn't a good first impression, but you know what? I'm actually in the fan base of The Problem Solvers. I actually do like it, and I'm...
You know, don't worry, I'm in a lot of weird fan bases, too. So,
Yeah.
and not counting the paper...
That's...
Italian
Cardboard, the post office fan base, right?
I'm in the Charlie Sheen fan base, because apparently I look like him.
Anyways, guys, I gotta head off. I got a long day tomorrow, but thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course, this has been a big day. But,
yeah,
you know, to sum this video up, or this stream, in case anyone goes back to it, I enjoyed E3 2021 from Nintendo. Also, I'm part of the Duck Hunt fan base. Yeah, I don't want to say it too fast. for obvious reasons, but I liked E3 2021 from Nintendo. It was cool because they had a lot of smaller games. It really set the message of they're willing to bring back series that we thought were dormant. Like, we didn't expect to see Advance Wars 2D Metroid WarioWare, yet here we are. And it was cool. I do wish they had Mario Kart 9 and one banger announcement at the end, but, other than that, it was a pretty good E3. So, overall, what do you think, guys?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I did say, I feel like we had some, like, the smaller titles that we got are, like I said, they're quality smaller titles. Like, these are ones that definitely have a place in the Switch's library, and I'm so glad. I had this problem for so long about the Switch not utilizing a lot of Nintendo's franchises, but this E3 kind of changed that, and I feel like for the rest of the Switch's life cycle, and possibly even like into the next Nintendo console, we could be seeing a lot more Nintendo franchises that we really haven't been seeing that much lately. We're probably, I have a feeling, I know, maybe, just maybe, Nintendo listened. And, because it kind of seems like a lot of people were asking for an Advance Wars game. People were asking for a WarioWare game. People were asking for a Mario Party game that went back to its roots. So I feel like...
Dread.
Yeah, Metroid Dread. I have a feeling that they actually, maybe, sorta listened.
I definitely think so too. I think, I think especially with the titles they revealed today, it kind of looks like they were listening to some of the feedback, especially in Mario Party and Metroid. But I thought this was a really good E3, really solid. I'm so hyped for Metroid Dread and for Mario Party and for WarioWare. I would have liked. My only gripe is that I would have liked some. I think Demeech, you and I were used to like the huge, big blockbuster reveals at E3.
Yeah.
We didn't get that. We didn't get that this year, which I was a little disappointed about. I do understand the pandemic affected things. I'm not going to hold that against them because the games that we did get were really cool. But I would like to see what Nintendo has planned for their holiday title. I would like to see what some of their 2022 titles are as well, and what their plans are for the future of certain franchises.
The last thing that I said was one thing. The last thing that I want to say here is one thing that I was really worried about. Because like when I was watching the E3 Direct, we got that Smash reveal. And then we just got a bunch of third-party games, and I was just really worried. I was like,
I was worried too.
Is this going to be another February, even worse than February? We don't know about anything.
Yeah.
And then we got hit with the Mario Party in the middle of the Direct, and then they start revealing all of these somewhat big games. I would even say, like, for what they usually reveal in the middle of the Direct, these were actually pretty big compared to most of the things. Like, usually in the middle of the Direct, they usually do smaller titles, and then they kind of space out the bigger titles to be at the very beginning or at the very end. But they actually kind of spread out their announcements pretty evenly, except for like a kind of a chunk towards the end. There was like between Advance Wars and the Zelda stuff, there was like a bunch of. Well, I wouldn't say there really wasn't much filler in this.
There was a little bit of padding, but it was so. They didn't focus on it too much. Like, even Smash was done in a flash. Like, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Everything was pretty well paced.
I was a little disappointed that they showed off all of the moves. I was like, is this really necessary for a Direct? Like, I thought they were going to go into it and that they have nothing to show, so they have to keep rolling out Smash.
E3 2018.
It was at least short, concise, and to the point.
Yeah.
Like, it was less than like, I want to say 30 seconds, but I think overall E3 2021 really good. Hoping that E3 2022, I think 2022 might be 2017 Part 2.
I already think that 2021's a great year for the Switch. I already think obviously anything's better than 2020, but I think it's tied with 2019, but in different ways, because the games are smaller, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cool stuff.
And the thing is we've been getting a lot of games in series that we haven't seen in a while, like Pokemon Snap, Famicom Detective Club, Advance Wars, WarioWare, Metroid, just like a lot of things that we usually don't see.
Right.
And I think that's really good. And I think, like, I feel like the Switch is starting to recover from all of those Wii U ports. And it's actually starting to get a lot of original titles now.
Yeah. Well, there was nothing wrong with the Wii U ports. It's just the Switch was in a weird situation. And no, I don't like Furukawa. I never will. But, you know, they definitely have a lot to show. I have good faith that these titles will be good. Mario Golf's the only one I'm going to skip out on because I really dread the free content updates. But WarioWare looks great as always. That was the highlight for me. Metroid Dread looks amazing. T&D already went on about that. But I did want to say one thing about the Smash character, because I didn't get into that. It was meh. It was a Tekken character. But if they were going to go for another Namco character, I had some even better ideas. So you know how Smash is saturated with characters from JRPGs, even fighting games? I mean, you got... Who's the guy? Terry from King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that Smash Bros. Has no rhythm game representatives?
Yes.
And then again, the pattern with the first party character being last, if this was, because it's basically lined up as the first party, big third party, Square Enix, and then fighting game, and then the character as the last character. So
there was also, I mean, I could see, I mean, we got 2 Microsoft reps in the same fighter and like separate fighter passes, so there might be like a pattern somewhere. But in response to Kazuya for Tekken, it was cool. I'm a little confused as to why they showed off the Heihachi Mii costume beforehand, because I thought that deconfirmed that there was no Tekken content coming. But
blah blah blah.
Fine.
It's just
I can still see Gino. I mean, at least Gino's not out of.
well, we got
Gino
one
probably
character
has-
left.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, the reason why I brought up Namco characters is because I think Don-chan, because Taiko no Tatsujin's one of the most popular series in Japan, I think that'd definitely be a great character to have, and he'd bring a lot interesting to the series. Definitely the Prince from Katamari. That would be a cool character. I love the characters in Smash that are unexpected and so weird, like the Piranha Plant, the Duck Hunt Dog. You wouldn't expect them, but it's so cool that they're in the game. I love those kind of characters.
And you know, I'm not even really disappointed about the Tekken character, because I kind of
forgot that they announced that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, like, even though it's not really a character for me, I mean, I already got my character, Minecraft Steve, because that was my most wanted. I could kind of care less at this point. At least we're getting more representation from fighting games, because we only got, like, I mean, even though we've been getting a lot of new fighting game characters, before Smash Ultimate, there was only Ryu.
That's true. That's true. I'm glad that we're getting, you know, King of Fighters and Tekken, and, you know, I'm glad that we're getting the franchises that deserve it. Tekken definitely deserves it. It's a fighting game, you know, veteran, but yeah, I think that about wraps it up on our end.
Alright, guys. Nice seeing you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed E3 2021. I think a lot of us are on the same page, because it seems that it got pretty good reception. Because usually sometimes directs are mixed. E3 2018, you either love it or you hate it. Tricky Nick is here.
I know I keep doing that one more thing, but I just pulled it up on Twitter and this popped up. So I found there was this tweet a couple days ago, like this concept that someone made about Mario Party. Well, this has nothing to do with another discussion, but someone made a thing called Mario Party Origins, which was basically a Mario Party game that took like older boards and like older mini games and kind of mashed them up together. It also had older character skins, but I'm not sure if this new game would do that. But
that's been an idea for years.
It's basically Mario Party Superstars, but the fact that they I know like most Mario spin-offs probably have this idea. But the fact that it was a couple days before is just interesting. Obviously, it's a coincidence, but I just find it interesting that they made this concept like a couple days before Mario Party Superstars was revealed.
Reecee, that's great and
very
everything.
interesting.
Reecee, that's great and everything, but I gotta go and take a smoke break, and I don't even smoke cigarettes. So, in other words, it's time to end the video, buddy. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Demeech.
I'm Reecee.
And I'm Ty the Guy.
And keep calm and play WarioWare. Ah ha ha! You better not play something else. I'm watching
Mario,
you.
get it together.